In this film, we're going to look at the components of a fire extinguisher. Now, the ones we've got here are water extinguishers, but others will be very similar. Some are different in how they operate. So this idea here is just to give you a basic idea of the components of the extinguisher. So you've got the main cylinder here. These will be different colours depending on the type of extinguishant you've got. The label on the front will state exactly what the extinguisher is, in this case water. And also down here, you'll have full instructions on how to use the unit. Bottom part will be information and stickers often about where you've actually bought the unit from, which is very useful if you want to contact them for servicing. Regarding servicing, on the side here is also a service record. And on here, when they check the extinguishers, they can literally put the date and the details on there and record that it's been serviced. Also, your records will need to also match up with this as well, so you can keep this into your own standard records. The hose itself comes from the top. Hoses will vary a little bit depending on the type. A CO2 type extinguisher has a horn, which you don't want to be touching that because it will get very, very cold. And foam extinguishers may have a slightly different nozzle on the end. This one's a water one. Now, they usually always have a wall bracket on the back, and they're usually a universal type bracket. This is a standard metal that's been welded in, and it has a standard hook that goes into the back, so you can put it onto a wall, or it will sit firmly on the floor on a plastic type stand if you've got one of those. Some people cover them as well, depending on the environment they're being sited at. On the bottom is a plastic base, which makes sure it stays upright, and also if it's put on the floor, it's not getting damaged when it's hit onto the floor. Around here, we've also got the CE mark and the relevant BS standard marks. So you can see that the fire extinguisher does comply with the relevant regulations. On the top, you have the main handle. You also have the gauge, and this is something you want to keep an eye on to make sure that it's within the safety zone on there. There's also the pin, and the pin is what you need to pull out before you actually use it. So if I bring that round, you'll see that the pin here is this silver pin, and it's held in with this plastic tag. And this plastic is a tamper-proof tag. So if that pin was pulled out, this tag will break, so it's very, very obvious that this extinguisher would have been used. So if I pulled that out now, then instantly this tag will be broken. This other tag here is just a retaining clip to hold the pin, so you don't lose the pin, it won't just drop out. When you have activated the extinguisher, the handles itself will grip together. So this is a used one here, it's totally empty. So when you're pulling it, this goes down. So you can control the extinguisher coming out. So it's not once you've activated it, it just keeps coming. You can turn it on and off just by pushing the handle up and down. Now, you don't do this, it's just for information purposes only. Inside the extinguisher, if we undo that, then there is the tube. So this is basically what's inside it. You've got a tube that goes down into the bottom. There's a seal around here, which seals onto the top of the cylinder. And the extinguisher is pressurized in here, and it's forced down up the tube and out through the nozzle. Now, this one's a pre-pressurized cylinder, but you do have others where you have a separate cylinder on here. But never, ever take this out yourself. This is a used extinguisher, because if you try and do it on a live unit that's pressurized, it's going to be very, very hard and impossible to come out. And then if you did manage to do anything, you're either going to break the handle or you're going to cause a major problem because it will be pressurized. So that's pretty much what it looks inside, but say it's just for informational purposes. Now, the main thing with the extinguishers is there are no serviceable parts in the sense of servicing the extinguisher. You need to make sure they're done correctly. But you can keep an eye on the pressure to make sure they're done okay, and also just make sure the seals are in place. If for any reason the seal has been removed, but the extinguisher is full, you can put a new seal onto the extinguisher.